Several years ago, I had concrete chemical burns on my knees from my work. And I went to the Lehigh Burn Center, and they said that third-degree burns are some of the worst burns, and they said yours would category in area of 4 or 5-degree burns, to put it in perspective for me. So I spent some time on my recliner and bed at home for several weeks before I could even walk. The healing process on burns goes from the inside out, and they got healed up. And then I was back to work, and things were normal. I could bend my knee fine and everything, but I had like excruciating pain when I knelt on my knees for a couple years actually. I'm a long-term thinker, so I thought, man, it'd be really nice to play Tonka trucks with my grandkids someday. So the more I thought about that, it started bothering me more that the pain in my knees wouldn't go away. A word of knowledge was given that there's someone in the audience that has burns. The burns had already healed, but there's lasting nerve damage for the burns. So then I was like, oh, that's probably me. As I make my way front with my wife Sarah, I wanted to introduce my wife to this lady Karen, who had prayed for me the week before. We start chit-chatting with Karen, and then so Karen, at the end of the conversation, Karen says, well, why were you going up front? And I said, oh, I'm just answering a word of knowledge for burns on my knees. And Karen says, Dwight, look at my face. And I'm like, what's wrong with your face? And she's like, I had third-degree burns on the left side of my face, and God healed my burns and my nerve damage and the scars that were on my face. I have authority in that area, so I'll be praying over your knees. And Karen prayed over my knees. She put her hands on my knees and she prayed over my knees, and my knees got really hot. The next week at work, I was on my knees, and I had that like aha moment where I was like, oh, I'm actually working on my knees. And I actually came home and told Sarah, like, yeah, I didn't even really think about it, but I was working on my knees all day today. And then at the end of the day, I was like, wait a minute, I was working on my knees all day today. You know what I mean? I truly believe that I was healed that day, because now I can literally walk around on my knees if I wanted to. And I wasn't able to do that before. God sees us and He hears us, and He knows the desires of my heart. Even if that sounds funny that I want to play Tonka trucks with my grandkids, He cares about me just like He cares about you. And He wants to do things in your life far greater than you can imagine. And you just got to be willing and obedient to let Him do it.